Happy Tuesday, December 30th from Dumaguete, Philippines. Good afternoon. Yeah, it'd be almost 1 o'clock. Tuesday afternoon, December 30th, Dumaguete, Philippines. If you don't know my name, it's Michael. I'm here living abroad from the United States. So it's time, time for a walk. I did a little pre-walk, and now it's time for more walk. But yeah, another beautiful day. Hey, we got dude on a rolls here, or dude on roll. Said on a roll, but welcome, dude on roll. You know the deal for me, the drill. Time for a walk. Did a little pre-walking. Had a iced coffee, Spanish latte before I get rolling, and made sure I went to the bathroom beforehand so I don't run into any issues. I'll be walking for a while. But appreciate you being here, dude on roll. It's a beautiful, beautiful, afternoon now, 12:56. Tuesday afternoon in Dumaguete, Philippines. Appreciate you being here. Oh no, I always love when I get these requests. I have a command. That doesn't mean your command is gonna be fulfilled. We'll see. But welcome, Nerf. Beautiful day in Dumaguete, Philippines. Sun is shining. Signature Zion. Visit this page. I'll try and remember that signature, your page. Kind of difficult for me to do that right now, but signature Zionins. I'll try to remember that. But welcome, John Banker. Wow, it's so beautiful there. Never thought the Philippines is so beautiful. And this is just a small portion of it. Like, there's much more beautiful to see than here in Dumaguete, I can tell you that. I mean, hell, the more I see of Boracay Islands or the beach in Boracay, and then you got Palawan. There's a lot of nice places to see, but I appreciate that, John. Appreciate you being here. It's a beautiful day. I do this regularly now. I go out for my daily walks in the middle of the day. F40PH says it's 20 degrees in Cleveland, Ohio now. Enjoy yourself in the weather. I feel for you, my friend from Ohio. I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania, so I can relate to the many years of cold weather. I don't miss it at all. But I guess the best thing I can say is stay warm, and if I could send you any of this warm weather from the Philippines to you, I would. But I guess the best thing you could do is maybe someday just take a trip here. But I appreciate F40PH. Appreciate you being here. But yeah, my name's Michael. Born and raised in the United States, Pennsylvania, majority of my life, all but like 2 years I lived in Florida. Art Parks, what's happening, Michael and Che? Lamborghini Lover says, hey, go visit Vitali in the Philippines prison. I'm not all that interested in going to any prison. I'm perfectly happy just walking the streets here in Dumaguete and whatever else comes my way. But yeah, visiting prisons isn't high on my to-do list. F40 says, thanks, Michael. No problem. I appreciate you being here. Again, I've been doing this, I think I'm going on 2 weeks now. I always walk, and then I implemented this. You know what? If I can live stream while I'm walking, why not? And then you guys can see what I see every day, and maybe something sparks your interest, and maybe someday you want to come and visit the Philippines. Liam McKenzie says 24 degrees north of Pittsburgh with snow squall warnings. I guess in Pittsburgh, don't you guys, I was born in Altoona, Pennsylvania, believe it or not. And then I lived in central Mechanicsburg, New Cumberland area. But I always didn't like a lot of snow on the western PA. Wasn't a lot of that lake effect snow. Maybe I'm wrong, but I always thought it was lake effect snow. There's the big I love you Dumaguete sign. But welcome Lee McKenzie. My middle name is Lee. Michael Lee. Just to show you, Lamborghini Lover says, I hear you, bro. Again, if you don't know me, my name's Michael. From the United States, living abroad here in the Philippines. But that's the port right there. That's the port in Dumaguete. You can take this boat, the ocean jet's right there, the small boat. That's a fast boat. You can take that to Siquijor Island in 30 minutes, lots to see over there. Bohol, I think, is another 2-hour trip, but yeah, I love it here. So again, I've been doing these walking live streams lately. I enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. And why not? I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Maybe I'll cross down here. Doesn't really matter where I go. Dude on roll says, is Dumaguete a tourist city? I guess you could maybe consider it a tourist city. There's foreigners that come here. I wouldn't say it's overwhelmed with, like, as a tourist thing. I'd say a lot of the attractions that you kind of go to, you have to, like I said, travel by boat to go to Siquijor Island. There are things to find here in Dumaguete as well, though. But yeah, I guess, like, for me personally, I don't think it's overly touristy. It doesn't bother me. I guess you could say I've been other places that I would consider overly touristy. Michelle Pelletier's here, says, good afternoon, Michael. Looks like another beautiful day in the Philippines. I'm so jealous. Yeah, now's when I think, we're at the end of December. Rain season's supposed to end in December, and this is when you can look forward to, like, I guess, the hot, dry season. Again, I don't mind the heat. A lot of people think I'm nuts being out here in the hottest part of the day walking around, but honestly, it doesn't affect me. It kind of drives me, in all honesty. But I appreciate you being here, Michelle. Sizzlers, I've eaten there like once or twice. It's been a while. Marjun Danoy says, nice viewing in the Philippines. Yeah, I just walk everywhere, and whatever I see is what you guys are going to see. I'm sometimes down by the water. I always point this place out, Belchris. It's like my favorite import store. Kind of the best place, I think, in my opinion, in Dumaguete that you can get Western food, stuff you're used to getting maybe back home. But it's still a little busy. Like I said, a lot of the people in college, they're not in school. They're on their, Christmas, New Year's break. But there's still quite a bit of traffic here. Like, it doesn't slow down. Although it seems slightly slower to me a little bit because of the holiday. But I've eaten here, Joe's Chicken. I've been there before. They have good banana bread, banana cake bread there, but I've been here before. Obviously, you got 7-Elevens everywhere. That's a new gym, Fit 24 Fitness, air-conditioned gym right across the street. And hey, my man DJ Kirby Puckett is here. Welcome, DJ, and Graham, I see you here. Whoops. Artalex says, let's meet up. Where are you from, Artalex? Are you at, I'm not at Joe's Chicken. I just walked by there. Now's my walking time. Yeah, my break won't come until after my live stream. Dude on a roll, I guess the winters in the Philippines are hotter than in the States. Yeah, you could say that. I'd say between 80 and 90 degrees all year round. It doesn't slow up. It's always hot, always like summertime. That's what I prefer. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't be here if I didn't like all that. It'd be like me living in the coldest place in the world and not liking it. I'd probably be indoors all the time. 7-Eleven, or yeah, I passed the 7-Eleven. I already went past there. Artalex. Oh, you are. I guess maybe you're walking. Tony says, looks a lot like Dumaguete. You would be correct, Tony. It's definitely Dumaguete. Shepherd says, let's turn to God. Explain the whole Bible. Bless. Boxer says, if you can do this, if you people there are not bothered by it, can you sometimes stop and focus for a few seconds on different interesting stores, fronts, etc., so we have a chance to read the signs? Okay, I can do that, Boxer. I'm not sure where you want me to stop, but this place here, I do want to stop there sometime. It's called this Garina's Pizzeria. It's fairly new. Pizza is hit or miss here in the Philippines. You got the Philippine style pizza, and then you got Western style pizza, which I obviously prefer. Tony says, just got home from Lee Plaza. I'm in Sibulin. That's awesome. Artalex, yeah, maybe sometime we can meet up. I'm not, like I said, once I get moving, I'm kind of like moving. Oh, he says, I'll bring you some snacks. Jimmy John's here. Feliz Ano Nuevo, Michael and Che. Hi, Jimmy John. How you doing, my friend? Grateful says, we just got back from Disneyland and we are here home in Arizona. What are you doing in the Philippines? Living life, enjoying the Philippines. I love it here. Doing my daily walks, which I turned into now daily live streams while I walk through Dumaguete City. But I want to slow down. McDonald's, Chow King. Obviously, this is everybody's favorite to my right, Jollibee's. And then where someone said they were just in Lee Plaza. Tony says he loves it here. He's been here 10 years. Yeah, I'm always fired up. Like I said, I'm just sharing my energy just simply from my walks. I love doing my daily walks. And now this makes it even more fun because I get to share the live streams. As long as I have a signal and it works, it's all good. Best driving too. Brian says, not mine. Sauced up, or wait, Jimmy John says, sauced up, feel like Ray, go to sleep now. Just saying Happy New Year. Well, Happy New Year, Jimmy John. I appreciate you stopping by. Not me, I'm not sauced up. Well, coffeeed up, if that counts as sauce, it would be the coffee. But yeah, like you got Goldilocks, that's like a cake place, Dunkin' Donuts. You guys are familiar with that. Robinson Supermarket. People saying hi. Benji says, what time is it? It's Tuesday afternoon, 1:09 p.m. Dumaguete, Philippines. 1:09 p.m. Hey, Scuba, I see you, Scuba. Like I said, sometimes when I'm walking, it's hard for me to see between walking and then sometimes I have the sun shining right in the phone. And it basically looks like a black screen. But I appreciate everybody that's here. This makes my live streams fun and more worthwhile. Tony says you're almost at the park. Yeah, I'm towards that way. But yeah, sometimes like I cut up through the public market. I try to go to places where there's a lot more people. Hey, Tim Johnson is here. How you doing, Tim? Welcome, my friend. M1LV says, do you live in the Philippines? Yeah, I'm living in the Philippines currently. I'm born and raised in Pennsylvania, but I'm here in the Philippines. Sandy Howland says, 1109 Central, Wisconsin. Stay warm, Sandy. I know you guys are dealing with some cold weather. And if I were still in Pennsylvania, I would feel your pain. I don't miss that stuff. Not at all. But yeah, it's beautiful today. Like I said, people say I'm nuts for walking out in the middle of the day like this, but I enjoy it. There's a lot of people out there right now as well. Thank you, Sandy. Like I said, my thoughts are with you. It's in the back of my mind what it was like to freeze my butt off. And like I always tell people, I'd rather freeze my butt or sweat my butt off than freeze my butt off. Just my choice, my preference. Sunshine every day is like free energy. I love it. I love the sunshine. Tim says, doing well, just going through some sleep paperwork. Well, I appreciate you stopping by, Tim. Hold on, I'm trying to flip the screen. Sometimes it wants to work, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why it does this sometimes. Oh, there we go. It did flip. It did flip. Like I said, I always love all the fruit that's everywhere. I wish I could buy some while I was walking, but that'd be kind of difficult. Russell Clausen says, hey buddy, how you doing, Russell? Tony says, I'll say hi when I see you around. Take care, brother. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by. That's awesome. Especially if you're not used to the tropical sun. Wait a minute, I might have... Oh, Modify says, what part of PA? I was born in Altoona, Pennsylvania, but my current American address, Pennsylvania address, would be Mechanicsburg, PA, which is like central Pennsylvania. Hello. I always love that when people just say hi. They see me streaming and they just say hello. That's one of the best feelings in the world. Ariel says, keep safe, brother. Thank you. Tim Johnson says, that's paperwork that makes you want to go to sleep. I don't remember that anymore, but I can recall when paperwork would make me feel sleepy. I don't miss that. You know, I like feeling sleepy from walking a lot during the day. To me, when I get my exercise in and then I sleep really good. I sleep really good. Hey, hello. Hi, thank you. Jimmy Gray says, where are you? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. That's where I'm at. Hey, hello. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Hi. I, yeah, it's called Castaway Drift. So Castaway Drift. All right. All right, yeah, you'll see her. Yeah, it's a live stream right now. Yeah, you're on live. So yeah, Castaway Drift. Thank you. Hello. But yeah, this is what's the best. The people are so nice. We English-speaking white guys need to stick together. We're getting squeezed around the world. I'll be back in Manila in January. Maybe I'll go through the shady part first, and then I'll go back through the middle. I'm at the public market in Dumaguete. People that are familiar probably realize where I'm at now. It's always a part of my walking. I said you need to invest in a wide brim hat or some Australian quality. Yeah, I have very good sunscreen that I use. It's called Badger, Badger. It's natural, no chemicals whatsoever. It's got zinc in it, and yeah, it works really good for me. I like it, but I appreciate that. Looking out for me, Brian. Yeah, I coated on my, not like super thick, but thick enough. I put it on every day before I come out. Jimmy Gray says, is it safe? I have never felt unsafe, Jimmy Gray, if that tells you anything. I always feel safe here. People are very nice, welcoming, kind. Yeah, I'm always good here. Yeah, Brian, it's like 50. It's called Badger, B-A-D. It's like Wisconsin Badgers. It's a natural sunblock. Yeah, Jimmy Gray, it is fun. Like I said, I walk every day. That's like a big part of my routine other than push-ups and free weights, dumbbells, but walking is a big part of my daily exercise. Look at those mangoes. I love mangoes. I would love to experience this road that looks amazing and fun. The thing that's fun is that to me, it's just a nice way to embrace the culture. That's what I love most about it. You're just caught up in this culture, and it's fun. I like it a lot. Hey, I like it a lot. So you got chicken there. Hello. Hi. But everybody is super nice here. Always super nice. Got always lots of food. Always lots of food. Yes, Vanessa, I'm in the Philippines. Jimmy Gray, the prices for apartment or home rentals is significantly cheaper than what you'd pay for me in the United States. Significantly cheaper. That's a big part of being able to retire. If I was still living in the US, I'd still be working. Yeah, Russell, you can get real milk. You can get it. Vanessa's from California. Well, welcome, Vanessa. I appreciate you hanging out with me, sacrificing your time to see the sights and sounds of Dumaguete, Philippines on my daily walk. This is what I do. I go every which where. Sometimes I'll stop for a coconut to get coconut water, which is up that way, but right now I'm good. Just a little bit of sweat, but that's nothing. Like I said, I'd rather sweat than freeze. It's a shame you chose to retire in Chicago. I'm not in Chicago, but maybe that was a response to another question. Dude on roll. There's some jeepneys. Maybe it's just a matter of me just not being around. I would say there's definitely more tricycles than jeepneys. Um, the depth of deep markets seemingly go on and on. Yeah. And I'm not even going inside. Sometimes I go in, but yeah, there's everything under the sun in there. Hello. Thank you. Hi. Hey. But yeah, you get to know a lot of people here, like, because I see the same people. I'm gonna walk down here. How much to retire there per month, food, lodging? Well, Jim, I always give the same answer because it's tough to answer. It depends on what lifestyle you want to have here. I'll give you one example. My apartment is a studio apartment with not a queen size bed, but a double size bed, aircon, Wi-Fi included, big on-site swimming pool, big on-site, there's a gym with the basic weights, some treadmills and stuff like that. Obviously, I don't need a treadmill because I'm always outside. But all that's 24,000 pesos per month. There's very good security there. It's 3 big buildings, like in the condo. It almost kind of reminds you of like a small resort-like place, but 24,000 pesos was equivalent to, I don't know, guys, like what, $410 a month, something like that. You can find places that are less than that, just as nice or maybe even nicer. It's all on where you want to live, how close to the city or away from the city, or what your preference is. And that's really what it comes down to. It's what matters most to you. Food, I cook at home a lot, or my girlfriend actually took over that. I'm very self-sufficient and cooked a lot when I lived in the States, but hello, hi. But she kind of took over those duties, so obviously you're going to save money when you go and buy food and cook at home. When I lived in the States, I didn't go out to eat a lot. I thought you could make better food at home. Dude, you paid that much money, that's ridiculous. I pay like $200. I got 4 girls. Artilex, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you could find something for 200, but I didn't really, when I was in Banilad, I was paying 13,600 a month for my apartment in Banilad, a little further away, but I also walk everywhere. I don't have a motorbike. But that's all right, Artilex. That's what you like. I mean, I have one girlfriend, so I'm steady with one. But that's all right. You gotta come by my place, bro. At some point, no problem. You know, I'm around. I'm always around. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, I don't know where your place is. $200 a month sounds nice, but do you have a pool? Do you have a gym? Like, I don't know what things you have. Sonia Briggs, I guess that's possible. With mold, I mean, you can have mold in your place in the States too. Arlex says, why? I don't know what you're asking why to. I was just curious, like you said, you're spending $200. Well, what does that include in your $200 a month? Like, do you have a pool? Do you have a gym? Do you have any, like, things that come with that? Or is it strictly just, you know, an apartment or a single bedroom or a studio or... American banks. I mean, if you're talking like PNC, not that I know of. Arlex says, I'll have parties all the time, man, but I only invite a few guys, but mostly all women, and we party all night long. We got the best party out here, and it's the safest. I have actual security guard. Well, that sounds awesome. That sounds really good. And again, that's why I always tell people, you gotta go with what you like best, what you can financially afford. I do have a budget. I'm not rich. I repeat, I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. I tell people that all the time. But if I was still living in the United States, I'd still be working. I'd have to work. Wouldn't have a choice. I couldn't afford living on what I'm living on now to, meet my expectations for what I consider living for me. But I've definitely been humbled here, and I definitely don't feel I'm as materialistic as I was when I was living in the United States. That's for darn sure. Which is good in my opinion. I've kind of have my couple things that I need that are important. As long as I got a roof over my head and I can eat and have good walking shoes on my feet, I'm good. Do you have to check in immigration every 2 months? Yeah, Steve, I can only extend for 2 months at a time. I guess it could be inconvenient, but quite honestly, I can get in and out of immigration within, like, you drop your passport off, you fill out the paperwork the same. You can either get an expedited where they do it. If you go there in the morning, you can get your passport back later in the day, but you got to pay a couple extra 1,000 pesos to get in the same day. That's not really important to me. I take a screenshot, like I take a photo of my passport and save that on my phone, pay the regular fee, and come back within 7 days and pick it up. Last time I got my extension, it was 1,960 pesos, which at that time was $33.37 USD. Artelex says, I have 2 pools here, I'm rich here. Well, that sounds really good. You must have a very nice place if you got 2 swimming pools, Artelex. That's my kind of place. That's what I would like. That's why I chose a pool. But maybe you know of more places available and stuff like that. You'll have to update me when I meet you sometime. You can share with me, obviously where you live. You don't have to I wouldn't put that out on YouTube. But yeah, we'll meet up at some point. And like I said, that's what's like being here in the Philippines. I've only been here 15 months or so I'm still learning. I'm a newbie here. I don't know everything. Mark Carney says, let's smoke a joint. I don't smoke anything. You probably think I'm the most boring person in the world. Who said that? Mark or somebody? Mark's Carney. Yeah, I don't drink. I don't smoke. I'm a health nut. I'm very, very picky about what I consume and eat. Exercise regularly. Yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't say a health nut, but I am pretty disciplined and want to have the healthiest life I can have while I'm still living. I want to be able to do things too. I turned 55 on April 6th of this year. So, I'm blessed and thankful that I'm in good shape. But again, I have to work at it. I'm a use it or lose it kind of guy mentality. And it works for me. Again, I don't want to be sitting on the sidelines, maybe going to wherever, some type of trip somewhere, and people are swinging on ropes, going into a waterfall or something. And if I'm not physically able to do it, sitting and watching, I wouldn't like that. So that's why my health is really important. Jamie White says, April 6th is me and my wife's anniversary. Wow, that's awesome. Well, I know it's a little early or after belated anniversary, but pre-anniversary for April 6th. Brian says, same birthday as my eldest. That's awesome. Mark says a joint won't hurt you. Probably not, but well, when you learn about the medicinal properties, yeah, I can't really argue with that. There's probably safer to do that and a lot of other things, but again, I don't have any interest in smoking a joint, but I appreciate I appreciate the thought. What does money look like over there? I have it in my pocket. Shit. It looks like this. That's what it looks like. It looks like this. Philippine pesos. Well, there you go, Marks. You can smoke one for me. I'll be honored. Yes, I carry cash, of course. You need, like, I mean, you can use your card for a lot of things here, but I do carry cash. This is Green Screen. He lives in the States. Ah, look who it is. My main man, it's me, Corey. Yeah, you might think it's Green Screen, Corey. I'm telling you. It's so surreal, especially when you go down by the water. Oh, gee, Sonia wants to know how much money that is. It's enough for me to buy some coffee and if I need a coconut water or something like that. There you go. Thank you, Brian. Yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's nice to see you, Corey. Welcome to the Walking Fool live stream in Dumaguete, Philippines. I've been doing this every day for, wow, I don't know. I'm going on 2 weeks, I think. And it's fun, so I can kill two birds with one stone. You know what I mean, Corey? Walking and talking instead of just doing my walking separately and then talking. I think that would be boring. I think this is more entertaining, at least, you know, for me. That's what energizes and fires me up anyway. I love walking around Dumaguete. Yeah, I have my DJI gimbal, Corey. Sometimes I feel like using it, sometimes I don't. I'm sure it would help with the shakiness. I know the 15 iPhone, whatever, 15 Pro Max that I have has some stabilization in it, but I think the newer ones are much better. But it's okay. Hey, Stone Cold, Steve Irvin's here. Hey, Stone Cold, what's up? How you doing, Stone Cold? I always love that name. I always remember the wrestlers. Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know where we're at, Corey. Food and that. When's the last time you were in Dumaguete, Corey? When's the last time you were in Dumaguete? It's always nice for the first 15 minutes until your shoulder's on fire. Actually, Corey, my shoulder don't bother me. Sometimes I wonder if I was holding a gimbal, if that would irritate me even more. I'm not sure. Most large cities have good hospitals. Yeah, for the most part, but again, like, you know, there's other people that are more experienced, but you can pay stuff right out of pocket here. You can just pay right out of pocket for the majority of stuff. Like I always tell the story about my glasses and the progressive lenses I got, and I was shocked that it was only $63 total for everything. I mean, heck, my deductible was the same glasses, lenses in the US, it was like $300 out of pocket. Jeff Fisher says, wish I was there. Well, you know, you can make wishes come true, Jeff. You can make wishes come true. I don't know where you're from or where you live or what your situation is at home, but and I understand it's not that simple. You can't just buy a ticket and jump on a plane. Other people have different circumstances in their life, but for me, that's what I did. Best decision I ever made. Reminds you of Mexico. And that was in the north. Mexico is a nice place. I've never been to Mexico. I had friends that went to Tijuana. I guess what happens in, what is it? Or Cancun, stays in Cancun kind of thing. But I know a lot of people that have been to Mexico. Oh, Jeff says he's from Oregon. All right. That's cool. You're from Oregon. Awesome. You're on the West Coast. So that's probably 9:33 p.m. Monday night there in Oregon. See right there is like, you know, you can see Sikihor Island. You can get the fast boat, ocean jets right there. Actually, two of them are there. You can be over Sikihor in 30 to 40 minutes. Um, let's see if I can catch up on here. Anything. Lynn Norland says hello. And then we got Michael Hunter says, how you been, Michael? I'm good. John says, I used to live in the Keys, and some of those streets remind me of down there. Well, thanks for being here, John. I guess, so you said you used to live in the Florida Keys. Where do you live now? Hegan Tita something says, I have drunk Dumaguete water. Well, God bless you drinking the water. Jim Gray, yeah, a lot of people ask this, the right to carry. I don't, someone answered that and I always forget, probably because I just don't, it's not important to me, but he says, can you own guns and blah, blah. I don't know the fact on that. Hell, Corey might even know that. I don't people have mentioned whether you can or you can't, and I always just simply forget because it's not important to me, but not saying that's not a good question, but. And we got, all right, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Can you, let me see. Shepherd of Georgia has my love. Alabama, it's Monday, 11:33 p.m. here. Yep, welcome from Bama. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. And again, my name's Michael, born and raised in the United States. Lived in Pennsylvania the majority of my life, all but almost 2 years I lived in Florida. Just about 2 years. And now I'm living abroad in Dumaguete, Philippines, and I love it here. And we got Cannon 6356 says he's from Arkansas. Well, welcome from Arkansas. Elliot says, my name's Elliot and I have autism. Well, welcome, Elliot. Appreciate you being here. And Brian says, I do not believe foreigners can. Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't think foreigners could, but again, that's not something I actually ever thought of or researched. But I know that's the question that's asked, and I was just going to assume probably no. But I didn't want to answer something that I wasn't completely sure. Mary says Florida is a nice place too. Yeah, I love Florida, but again, if I was still living in the United States and living in Florida, I'd still be working. So thankfully, I had this great opportunity to visit here, and then didn't take me long to convince me that I wanted to live and stay here and live in the Philippines, which allowed me to do that stuff. I'm thankful and blessed that I got to do that. Expo says, do you work in the Philippines? No, I'm officially retired. Like I said, I'm 55, basically living on my pension and my savings, and that is it. That would be it. So no, I don't work, unless you want to consider YouTube work, which, I don't know, fun work, I guess. But this is the Boulevard in Dumaguete, Philippines. Is that Linda? Yeah, Linda says, you're so lucky to live there. I mean, yeah, I'm lucky, I'm blessed, fortunate, and I had a lot of good people that guided me and helped me, make the decision to come here, and I'm glad I did. It was a real eye-opener, but I'm a warm weather person. I like the sun, I don't mind the heat. I walk in the hottest part of the day. It doesn't bother me. What did you retire from? Well, I'd say that my pension I worked for FedEx, Federal Express. I was a ramp agent, load master. That's where my pension's from. But I did work other jobs after that. I worked for FedEx, 20-something years, basically. But then I got burnt out, and I wanted to try other things. Worked for the government a little bit, as civilian job, and some other jobs in between that, and sold my house, and that was a blessing to have a house that I invested in years ago, which provided me money for now. Made some investments along the way, still do. Tom Hanks, yeah, John. A lot of people with my new name, Castaway Drift, think of Castaway, the movie. I wouldn't say I thought of naming myself Castaway Drift from the movie, but just being here on an island, I wasn't casted away or anything like that, but I just thought it was kind of island related, and just drifting, just everyday easy going life, and just drifting, man. Just taking it one day at a time. No stress, no pressure, no plans. Wake up every day with a smile on my face. Sunshine, happy people here. The people here in Dumaguete, Philippines are awesome. That's like one of the best things I love about being here in the Philippines is the people. You know, I don't know how I'd feel if I still had all these, the weather and the ocean and places to visit, tropical islands, beaches and stuff. If the people weren't as nice as they are now, would I be as happy? I don't know. I would probably not. But yeah, this is kind of slow right now. Until later, like it's only like 1:39 in the afternoon. These are kind of just early preparations until stuff gets rolling a little later. And like 4 to 5 o'clock, the food vendors will start cooking their food, and this place gets pretty happening at night. Wisdom is mine. When you have money, people are nice. I guess you could say that, but I'll be honest with you, like, I don't have a lot of money. Like, I'm just me, and I'm 55, so I don't even have Social Security yet. I mean, I guess you could say any amount of money is more than maybe what somebody else has, and that's true to an extent, but it's not all about money. It really isn't. It's like, for me, it's not. Like, I don't think everybody's just after money here in the Philippines. You can say that about any person in the entire world. I don't know. It's what they want out of life, you know. I always use this story. When my sister was little, growing up as a kid, she always said someday she's going to marry a doctor. Well, she ended up marrying a doctor. Does that mean that all she cares about is money? Or is that just the life she wanted to have? I mean, that's her choice. I ain't going to judge her for that, but she ended up doing what she wanted to do. She wanted to marry a doctor, and she did. Money has nothing to do with it, Corey says. Everyone is nice to me and not get... Yeah, see, that's the way I am, Corey. Exactly. Are there people that maybe have intentions of money? Yeah, in some cases, you have to look at, but anybody that's in poverty or struggling, yeah, I'm sure they maybe would do anything to feed themselves, or but you could say that about all the places all over the world. Brian says, in my experience, people are in general just nice. I socialize with Filipinos here in Australia, and they're just nice people. Yeah, that's how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. Corey says, how's the weather in Minnesota right now? Yeah, I guess it's pretty cold. And then you got Pure Alaska here. Hello, Pure Alaska. John says, I do, but I'm dying. Life is short. It is. Don't just wish. Stone Cold says nearly 77% humidity. Mike's Adventure Spark. Hello from Minnesota. Hey, Mike. How's everything going, Mr. Mike's Adventure? I'm kind of trying to catch up on some of these comments while I'm walking up this backside street. Lily Evers extracted. Linda Norland says 10:39 here in Arizona. Lily Evers, another gay American. You know what? Partially what you say is true, because gay means happy. And I'm very, very happy every day, 24/7. So you are correct. Another happy American. Thank you very much. And why'd you retract it? Come on, man. I'm very happy. Pedro Garcia says, don't ask me, I'm in LA. Carl says, hi. Brian says, beat me to it, Josh. Where did I miss Josh? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe I missed it somewhere. John says, I remember as a kid in Arizona, the street so hot, the asphalt was soft. I'm sure that happens. Oh, Josh says she's hiding. Okay, Josh. I see you now. Thank you for saying hello. How's things going, Josh? John says, I love the heat. Yeah, I love it too. Don't bother me. I know some people it's a little too much. I guess I'm just a little abnormal maybe. I don't know. I get more energy the more I walk in this heat. That's why they call me the crazy walker, and I guess this whole vlogging, walking stream is working all right for me. I like it. And if I wasn't doing the live stream, I'd still be walking, so I figured why not. Pure Alaska says I can't do the heat, and that's okay. You know, I mean, I don't know if you live in Alaska, Pure Alaska, but I guess maybe you do. Jim Gray says, good night from cold Oregon. All right, Jim Gray. Hopefully we see you again. Thanks for stopping by in my live stream, and sleep well, my friend. And see, yeah, Linda says, I love the heat. That's why I live in Arizona. Yes. All right, Pure Alaska. Minus 35. Yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah, you don't like the heat. You obviously love Alaska. And hey, there's a lot of beautiful things in Alaska. It's whatever that individual wants to do or see in their life. I respect that. And some people are cold weather people. Some people are hot weather people. Some people prefer the 4 seasons like I lived in Pennsylvania. Yeah, this is Quaison Park here. Like I said, these places get more active later in the day, or they're active where people can hide in the shade. They prefer the shade. Shepherd says, that seems like it could be a nice time out there. I heard you say mango. I love that fruit. Yeah, mango is the bomb. I like all types of mango, but sometimes I really do appreciate the sour mango. Crispy sour mango. But yeah, they play pickleball here on these courts, but typically you got to bring your own net. But you can find a net, pickleball net on Shopee, fairly cheap. It's not that expensive. Stone Cold says, why can't you have a location symbol and where you are somewhere on the screen? Yeah, that would be interesting why I can't have that. You would think that would be a simple thing to do. One-armed animal says hello. Hello, one-armed animal. How are you doing? Just making my way across the street. People, preparations are getting started for New Year's Eve for everybody here in the Philippines tomorrow. So, yeah, ready to go into the new year with a bang in Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm good, one-armed animal. I'm very good. Living life, doing my daily walk, sharing it with all you guys and girls. Don't want you to think I forgot. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, John, like I said, no place is perfect. I can name countless areas in the United States that I'd walk through that would have trash that you would think they would never have trash. So I think it's improved here. I was living in Bacolod for 4 months, and I think things got a little cleaner here. But hold on, a little loud. But yeah, that's one of the things that I wish, you know, you hate to see. There's some beautiful area beaches here that there's some unnecessary trash or bottles. Some broken bottles, which aren't obviously very safe to be walking in the beach. They're not all like that, but you run into some like that, and that's unfortunate. Wolfgang, hey Wolfgang. Gary the Snail says, can anyone see me on here? Yeah, Gary the Snail. I see you right now when I can look. And I apologize. Sometimes it's just too much going on, Gary. I apologize. This walk-in live stream makes it difficult for me to focus on the comments sometimes. But I apologize. I try my best. Dr. Red Taco, do you have access to your pension while in the Philippines? Yes, I do. Direct deposit right into my bank account. So yeah, I have direct deposit my pension right into my bank account. And again, I'm in the Philippines on a tourist visa. I got to renew it every 2 months. I had heard at one time they used to do, you could do 6 months, and then they changed it for whatever reason. I don't know why. I mean, it could be anybody's guess as to why. Yeah, if I didn't have my pension, I would be still working in the U.S. if I wasn't old enough or eligible for my pension. So yeah, I'm thankful I have that. Does FedEx deliver? You know what? I've seen FedEx like in these locations for delivery, but I've never actually seen a FedEx driver. So I'm assuming that they basically have other carriers, independent like carriers, ship their packages for them. I've never actually seen a FedEx courier driver here at all. Maybe they're in the bigger cities or something, but I've never seen one here in Dumaguete, an actual FedEx. I think they contract that stuff out to other people. That's what I'm guessing. Speed G2G says hello Speed. Thank you, Brian. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Michael has met It's Me, Corey, currently in chat, and Filipina P, and Leah and Carrie. Family life with Leah. Yeah, I'm very, like I said, Corey, It's Me, Raquel, amazing people. Corey, I don't know if you're still on there, but I've talked about you in the past. Corey was very gracious with his time and very instrumental in getting me to the Philippines. If you're not a subscriber to It's Me, I highly recommend it. They're great people, and I'm not just saying that. They're friends of mine. So again, met him on YouTube when I was researching the Philippines. Reached out to him, and he was kind enough to dedicate a lot of his private free time to help me out, and he was part of my inspiration to get me here to the Philippines. Shepard, thank you very much for the thumbs up. I see that thumbs up, and I appreciate that. Shepard, appreciate it, Shepard. Thank you very much. And each and every time when I get super chat or gifts or something from people, I'm humbled and I'm thankful and appreciative, and that's supports me here in the Philippines, and just allows me to live my life and be able to share my experience with all you guys. So I appreciate it. Kay Sin Cali says, where am I going? I always like to go around, mix it up, down to the water, through the city. Should pull out an old FedEx uniform and carry a box around. Yeah, I think I don't own one of my old FedEx t-shirts or anything. I don't even think I saved one, which is surprising, you know, now that I think about it. But heck, I got rid of so much stuff. I mean, so much stuff. But anyway, back to Corey. I don't know if you're still there, Corey. But yeah, Corey, Leah, get her husband Gary, I met Filipina P like after my first couple weeks here in Dumaguete. She's super nice person. So yeah, all these vloggers that I met are great people, very good to me, very kind, and yeah, I'm glad and thankful that I can call them my friends. So do a right turn for the HA Bar 81 team. Right turn. I thought I took, well, crazy, most of those delivery people don't wear much uniforms anymore. Seems 2020 changed a lot. Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right. I mean, even the guys that deliver packages here, which I'd say they're, I don't know if they're necessarily Grab drivers, but they just all look like Grab drivers, and then they have like their basket on their motorbike, and then they, yeah, they deliver their packages. All right, so you want me to go right. Do a right turn for the HA Bar. What is the HA Bar? I'm trying to figure out what you mean. Bar 81 team. I don't know what you mean by 81 team. But yeah, I made the right. These are all the fireworks here. Like I said, tons and tons of these bad boys. From 2011 to 2018, I wore that stuff, always worked for a contractor. All right, Hell's Angel. Am I looking in the right direction? The old Bogart Bar. See, and I don't go to bars because I don't drink. So maybe I'm like Bogart Bar. The only bar I know is this one up here. It's kind of like kind of reminds me of like a biker bar. 8th letter and first. Huh. I mean, they got that Game On Sports Bar, 48 Rizal Boulevard. But again, I don't drink. 81 equals ha. But they did move the Tom and Tom's Coffee up beside that bar. It's Game On. Oh, yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, I've never been in there. Like I said, I've walked past it before, and yeah, it just reminds me of one of those dive-like bars that you would see in the U.S. with a bunch of Harleys sitting out front. Not that I've seen many Harleys here, but yeah, Game On. I know what you mean. That's what I thought you meant, but I wasn't 100% sure. We drove into Tennessee. I wound up on the mountain with Mont Eagle. We drove into Tennessee and I wound up on the mountain with Mont Eagle. That's a town up there. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. This breeze feels good for me right now. Gives me like a little cool blast. Yeah, it is calm. It's not very choppy today. Just a very, very light breeze. Enough to cool me off a little bit. Wow. Papa Gajir says, shout out watching from Kuwait. I can't say I've had anybody from Kuwait in my live stream, so this is a first. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Shout out to you from being here all the way from Kuwait. This is Dumaguete, Philippines. Boulevard. Yeah, it is a beautiful sky. Simple things in life mean the most. At least to me it does. Happy New Year, Gary. Happy New Year, Michael and Che. Che is swimming at the pool with her nieces. She's back at the apartment, swimming in the pool, entertaining her nieces. Two nieces, one nephew. That looks like the Wile E. Coyote head. Glenn Boy says hi. Like I said, Hannah Michi says the beautiful sky. And then I'm gonna cut up to the right. To right over barge, I think. Digital alarms room. Where is this? Dumaguete, Philippines. Digital. Dumaguete, Philippines. This is actual location here. It's called the Boulevard. It'll get happening later this evening. Still early yet. Only 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Tuesday. Happy New Year, Smart Life Ideas. Or Smart Life. Yeah, Smart Life Ideas. Happy New Year to you as well. Yes, Stone Cold. I was here last year for New Year's Eve as well. Yeah, this will be New Year's Eve number 2 for me. I'm looking even more forward to number 2. Che and I will basically be going out to dinner of some sort for New Year's Eve, and then we're going to head for some of the early festivities that everybody's going to be at the Boulevard and be there for the fireworks. Yeah, that cloud is actually interesting now that you mentioned clouds. I've always enjoyed seeing shapes in clouds, and this is like, now that I'm looking at it, yeah, it's almost like it's a dome of clouds, which is kind of interesting. Hannah says, soon my country will go there and make that a province of China. I don't know what to say about that. Joey says, hello once again from Knoxville, Tennessee. Hey, Joey, how are you, my friend? Welcome back from Tennessee. How's the weather in Tennessee? I'm not trying to tease you. I'm just wondering how cold it is, because a lot of people are mentioning it being very cold again. I don't know if there's some cold front pushing down. Yeah, because there is a mountain in the background, but that cloud is just, now that you mention it, I wasn't even paying attention. And across the street over there is my Butt First Coffee. That's where I go get coffee a lot. But see, yeah, if I was in Bacolod, I could never cross the streets like this. Bacolod, I'd have to fear for getting ran over. Joey says it was in the 70s last few days. Now it's 23. Damn, talk about a change. See, that's another thing I don't miss. I used to hate that. Like, you get teased with this warm weather and like during the winter, and then it would go really warm and you get so excited, and then it would go back to reality, like you're saying, 70s to 20s. Yeah, I don't miss that up and down stuff. I'm in Darwin, Australia, wishing I was in Dumaguete for a cool change. Yeah, I always tell everybody, I have friends back home that ask me about here in the Philippines, and I said, all you got to do is get a ticket, especially if they don't have any, things keeping them, holding them back. If you're by yourself, basically, and you can afford it and you don't have any health issues and you can make the long flight, I always tell everybody, try it at least once. The worst you can do is not like it. If you don't like it, okay, but at least you came here and visited. Joey, I drove a graveyard in a stick shift Knoxville one time. Can you say e-brake? Joey says temp dropped almost 50 degrees in 8 hours. Crazy. That is crazy. That's the stuff I don't miss. That would happen in Pennsylvania too. You'd be like normal cold and then it would get really warm for a few days and you'd think, oh, I don't know, it was just awesome. And then back to reality. That's just to drive me nuts. Up and down, up and down. It's like I'd rather just stay cold or stay warm. Don't fluctuate and tease me. But I don't have those issues here. It's always warm. Alabama the same, just wait 5 minutes and weather changes. Yeah, I don't miss that stuff. Consistently hot. Yeah, bees popping, another beautiful day of walking, no doubt. Getting ready for New Year's Eve. People are out selling all the horns all over the place, obviously the fireworks, and yeah. Lee Plaza. A lot of people hang out here. Well, they're waiting in line too, because when you go in the store, you have to check in your bags. That's the only thing I don't like, but it is what it is. Yeah, before you go in the store, if you have bags from another store, you have to stand in line and then check in your bags, and the line goes clear back here. That's how long this line is. So yeah, word to the wise, if you're ever gonna come to Lee Plaza, come empty-handed. Don't bring bags from another store, because then you have to stand in line and check them all in. Yeah, that would drive me nuts. Lots of pickpockets. I guess anything's possible. I don't want to jinx myself, but that's never happened to me. Not yet anyway, but I don't allow anybody to get that close to me. Even though you get close to some people. But yeah, bees popping, lots of people. It's like this every day. I think that's one of the things I like about it. There's just a vibe and an energy here. I mean, fruit everywhere. Convenience store, not. Yeah, Stone Cold, that's like the biggest part. You need to learn patience, and I had to learn it. I didn't have it initially, Obviously, I had 50-something years of being impatient, and then all of a sudden I had to change that. But I adapted fairly easily, and that's how you remove stress. In my opinion, being impatient creates stress. So you're taught to forget about impatience, and then I feel like you feel less stressful. I mean, I guess the only most stressful thing here that ever happened to me in the Philippines was being on that long bus ride, and I had to pee and it didn't stop. That was probably the most stressful thing I ever did. Holding, that stressed me out. And then I was like, all right, no more bus trips that are 6.5 hours long with no bathroom in the bus. I ain't doing that no more. live and learn. But I was ready to burst. I was absolutely ready to burst. My kind of people, motorcycles everywhere. Yes, sir. And the funny thing is, like I said, a lot of these are very similar. And like, you go to park one of these, I'm like, how in the heck are you ever gonna find your motorbike? There are buses with lavatories. Yeah, there are some, but I haven't seen one here yet in Dumaguete. Nor even in Bacolod, the buses that I rode from Bacolod. But somebody said there's CRs in the buses maybe in Manila or something like that. I have yet to see any, but yeah, that was the most uncomfortable feeling I ever had, having to go to the bathroom. And basically I had to, the bus was full, even people standing in the walkway of the bus. And like, I had to push my way because the bus was only stopping like a minute at a time. And I had to, yeah, I had to push my way when they stopped, and it was hard to get through everybody. I got out and I was like, I need to go to the bathroom. And it was nighttime and we're in like the middle of nowhere, like not anywhere I could go to the bathroom. So I peed outside, Philippine style, for the first time. So I can always say I did it once, but it was dark, kind of up against the fence. But I mean, heck, I was holding it for over an hour. And when you hold for so long, and then when you want to go, you can't. Yeah, Che remembers that. That wasn't fun. Hey, J-Boy. Josh. Sorry I didn't see you, J-Boy. Where the hell did you pop in at? Sorry, I'm looking. Do they try to hustle you there, Raga? No, I never, not that I've ever experienced. I mean, I guess they might try to get a little more money from me on a tricycle, knowing that I'm a foreigner, or they might think I haven't been here very long and I don't know how much something should cost. But usually Chase says, oh, Michael already knows what this or that should cost, so they don't really have much luck hustling me. Where the hell is J-Boy? I missed him. Josh, I see, but Chase said, hey, J-Boy, and I didn't even... Where the hell did I miss you at, J-Boy? You must be like way up there. Well, J-Boy, wherever you're at, I apologize for not seeing you. Again, this walking live kind of gets hard for me to read comments, which I guess is a good thing. If you can hold it for an hour, then you have a good bladder control. Yeah, I think I was basically on the cusp of just putting the window down and, yeah, peeing right out the window. I don't remember ever having to hold it that long in my life. Not a fun experience. And then that's when I said, lesson learned. No more bus trips 6 hours or longer when I can't go to the bathroom. Cargoplex. I'm in Dumaguete. Cargoplex, you're very familiar. I've seen your name before, Cargoplex. Yeah, I'm in Dumaguete. Joey sends a New Year's Eve 2026 gift. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Joey. And if anybody else sent them and I missed them, I completely apologize, because like I said, now I can kind of see, but it gets kind of dark on the screen. Bumpy rides make it happy easily. Yeah, happen. And definitely bumpy on a bus. I dare you to say, yeah, I'm not going to say anything out loud, especially when I don't even know what it means. Do not, I won't do that. Listen, humans, I love travel. Thank you, Bees Poppin'. I figured it probably was. That's what my friends would do. And I have a bunch of Spanish friends, and they would always teach me words in Spanish. And I didn't know they were bad words. They would teach me bad words, and then, you know, I would repeat. They're like, okay, say it, because they wanted to make sure the pronunciation was right. I'd say it, and then there'd be elders there, like older aunts and uncles or grandparents, and then I'd say something, they'd all start laughing. At least they were laughing, they weren't angry. But they're like, why are you teaching him all those bad words? Hey, John Vasquez, my alien friend. Hello, John. It means smack you. Oh, yeah, well, good, thank goodness. Then I'd say that and I'd wonder why people are smacking me. That wouldn't be fun. Hegan says, Yami Oten. I don't know what that means. It means I'm gonna slap you in Filipino, but it is not you. I'm just telling you what it means. Well, that's good. Again, I would never, I'm not that brave to say something that I certainly don't know what it means. The people here in Philippines are very nice to me, and they've gotten to know me over the time I've been here. They see me walking everywhere. Last thing I'm gonna ever do is say anything insulting or degrading to them. They're very good to me here. I would never ever do that. The people here are great, and I have a ton of respect for them and embrace them, and they have the same for me. Yeah, Papa, that's true. They teach you all the bad words. Love Audio says, good morning, Michael, Paul in the UK. Good morning, Paul. Nice seeing you again, Paul. I don't know, you can go down through here and you can see some carcass, some bones laying on the walkway. They stripped all this meat off the bones. There's some bones for you from the meat that's on the counter. A lot of people say they can't go through here because they say the smell, but it don't bother me. It's just meat, it's just food. Chopping up meat, you have to be strong in life and be humorous because they say it for humor in the Philippines. Yeah, that's good. I'm glad, like, you know, my Filipina girlfriend, she has a very good sense of humor. That's one of the things I love about her, you know. I guess they said some people in the Philippines, I don't know if this was true or not, but they would say, sometimes they'd say Philippine people weren't sure how to take sarcasm, you know. But my girlfriend seems to be pretty good with sarcasm. But again, this is the public market. This is where a lot of the stuff goes on. I'm a little, hey, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you. It's okay, everyone will like you and laugh with you, and you'll have fun if you say it. Look at all that chicken. The people in the provinces are more kinder than people in the city, but there are some that will take advantage, but I think there are a few of them there. Yeah, for the most part, Dumaguete works well with me. No issues for me so far. That's not to say something couldn't happen, but for the most part, everything's always good with me. No issues. There's Kevin. Kevin's in, I guess, still in Tagaytay, Kevin. But people in, do they have the little peso water dispensers with plastic bags, or are they just out in front? No, they have them here. Yeah, you randomly, I've seen them certain places. Yeah, they definitely have those. Maybe I can get some coconut water. Maybe that would be a good option for me to do. I haven't been there in a while. I'll walk and go get some coconut water. I'm in Manila as of today. All right, Kevin, so you're in Manila. So you already visited Tagaytay. You know where I'm going, Kevin. I'm going to get some coconut water. You were with me that last time. I wish you were here with me. You could hold my phone. I noticed not a lot of people on their phones like in the States. Yeah, like I don't notice it too much when they're riding their motorbikes and stuff like that or driving, but someone mentioned that the other day, and with the cars, their front windows are tinted, so I don't really know if people are active on their cell phones when they're driving their cars or not. Miss you too, Kevin. Ready for you to get back. I know I said this before. I understand you can't be here for New Year's Eve, but I wish you were. It would be fun. But next year. Not next year, but the year after. 2027. It's a long ways off, but yeah. I don't know how busy. Maybe this coconut place is busy. We'll see. But I hope you're enjoying yourself, Kevin. Yeah, this is my coconut water pit stop. I don't know if the guys that were working here before are here, but we'll have to see if I can get one. And I gotta get one of them. See, he puts the coconut water in the bags if you want to take it with you. And he's doing the coconut grinding. Yeah, I love audio. It is wild, the amount of fruit and produce. That's another thing I love about here in the Philippines. You can't go anywhere. And I love coconut water, the meat, what he's grinding there. See, he's scooping the meat out. Usually I just drink the water and leave the meat with them. Shepard, are you saying like when they're driving or something, you say lots of states making it illegal to hold phone, but people still do? Hey, Gwen, hello from Texas. Hi, Gwen. You're in Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm gonna get some coconut water. See, here's those clouds. It's just wild how that looks. All right, I got you, Shepard. I'm gonna get a coconut at some point. Get some, I'd say between 85 and 90 degrees. That's what I tell everybody. It seems it's pretty consistently 85 to 90 every day. Give or take just one. Do you have change for this? Do you have change for this? Okay, just one coconut drink water. Just one. Yeah, Gwen. I think it's always beautiful here no matter where I'm at. Yeah, phew. As long as I get some water, I'm good. Hold on a minute. Gotta situate my pockets. Getting me a coconut. I need something to drink. I need some hydration, and for me, this is better than Gatorade. Get some. I'm an American living in Medellin, Colombia. It's between 70 and 80 all year. Sounds great. I like summer and hot weather. That's what I like. He's gonna chop up my coconut. Papa says, wish I was there, homesick much. I miss the smell of traffic. Thank you. Now I gotta drink this bad boy. Let's see if you can watch me drink. I needed that. Yeah, Shepherd, when you get fresh coconut, ain't nothing like it. Almost has like a little bit of my girlfriend, we always say, oh, there's more coconuts. It's almost like a little, you'd think it was carbonated, but it's not. The way it hits your tongue, it's almost like a Sprite, kind of weird. Gwen said, I told you trying to move to Italy, and the more I watch you, the more I will to move. That's great, Gwen. Yeah, get some. It's incredibly healthy. Papa, yeah, I'm here, baby, for good. I don't know when I'll be traveling back to the States. The only way I'd go back now is if there was some sort of like family emergency or something like that. I'm almost done. I'm like chugging it. See here. Thank you. Thank you very much. I needed that. Whew. Now I feel better. Nothing beat a delicious coconut water during a hot day. Get some. I'm visiting back in the States now when I go back to Mendelin on Friday. Can't wait. I remind you of vanilla ice. That's a first. I take that as a compliment, vanilla ice. I mean, I only ever remember is, well, Ice Ice Baby, and then maybe he had one other one that was like a hit. I've heard like a lot lately, like vanilla ice. Some people think I look like the guy that just took the LSU football job. What's name escapes me right now. Was coaching at Ole Miss, now he's coaching at LSU. Yeah, I get a lot of people. You look like this person, you look like that person. My son is moving to Thailand. That's right, Gwen. I remember you saying, you know, Gwen, I gotta take care of you. You've been here a lot. What's Woody Harrelson, that's another one. Thank you, Stone Cold. Woody Harrelson. I don't know if it was like a look thing or a personality thing with Woody Harrelson. Like I've gotten some that I like look and I'm like, I don't think I look like such and such person, but. And then people were saying they thought I looked like some cop or a guy that was pretending to be a cop, Stone Cold. You probably remember that. And I looked at his picture. I'm like, I don't think I look anything like that guy. maybe with a cap and sunglasses, but yeah, I guess there was some guy, Jeremy DeWitt or something like that, portraying to be a policeman, pretending to be a police officer. It was very, very strange. Like why you would even do that, but I don't know. Yeah, Lane Kiffin, thank you. Someone thought I looked like Lane Kiffin. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, someone said that recently. I'm trying to remember all the people that, but yeah, Woody Harrelson, Lane Kiffin, now I got Vanilla Ice. Yeah, Joey, that's it. Lane Kiffin. Which, I don't agree with what he did, but college football is turning into a mess too. Usually college football was my go-to thing. College basketball, I was preferring college over pros. Now college is just getting like the pros. It's like, oh boy. Yeah, Joey, like that guy, I don't even think he's that great of a coach, quite honestly. I mean, when he's been on big stages, he's, you know, I think he underperformed at Tennessee. I think he underperformed at, wasn't he at USC too? Like, he's been everywhere. Like, I don't know why kids would even want to play with him. He jumps ship so often and so quickly. I don't know. I understand it's a business and money, but man, that guy didn't even like wait till the playoffs were over with Ole Miss before he jumped ship. But to each his own. Stone Cold says, the important thing is you don't look 55. Well, to me, that's the best compliment I can get. But like I told you, aside from DNA and stuff like that, genes from my parents, I'm a walking fool. I exercise a lot. I like being outdoors. Very, very picky about what I eat. Don't drink alcohol. Don't smoke. All those things have to be contributing factors, you know, or I'm just lucky too. I don't know. But I appreciate that, Stone Cold. Oh, there you go. It's the coconut water. Maybe it's like the fountain of youth. The coconut water is the fountain of youth. Anthony says, hello, Tony from Plymouth, UK. Where are you? Tony, my name is Michael. I am in Dumaguete, Philippines. From the United States, though. Living abroad here in the Philippines. Welcome, Anthony Turner. Appreciate you saying hello and where you're from. I always like that when people say hello and then they say I'm from such and such a place. It's always interesting to find out where people are from. Papa says, wish I could retire at 55. You know what? I'm blessed and lucky that opportunity that opportunity presented itself. You know, yeah, I was able to have my pension be at 55. Now I had to take a slight deduction in what I would get had I waited to the normal retirement age, but it was such a minor difference. I'm like, I'm getting out of the grind now. I'm gonna live my life now and give it a shot and do the best with what I got, and I'm glad I did it. You can do it here. You can do it. Well, yeah, oh, and that's the thing. It's the stress-free life. And again, that's why I don't worry about the little inconveniences and the differences here. I don't care if I'm not, like, I'm in a tricycle and there's traffic. Whatever, you get there when you get there. Nobody, like, I don't know, there's not really such thing as being on time, I guess, here to an extent. I'm not saying that's good or bad, but from a stress-related, retired mindset, that's kind of the way I feel. I feel like you just don't care. Like, Spurl World says, welcome from La Pata Antique. I think I said that right. Maybe later. Maybe later. Thank you. And I feel bad. I would buy some more of this fruit if I could, but I wouldn't be able to carry that around. Could you imagine that? I guess if I had my backpack. But I usually let Che, my girlfriend, buy all the fruit and stuff in the public market. She'll get the better deal. You know, she can haggle a little better than me. I'm trying to get under here so I can see. The sun's like right in my phone. Looks like Gory something says hello. Hold on. too bright. Sunshine. Oh, it says Gurick Bal Gill says hello. Anthony says, Tony again, is it so much cheaper to live there than the States or Canada? Well, I can't speak for Canada, but I know my cost of living as far as rental apartments is significantly cheaper here than what I'd be paying in the States for something similar. That's for darn sure. I think that's the best part about being in the Philippines. In regards to cheaper, certain foods are cheaper too, restaurant food and stuff, but definitely the housing, rentals is definitely cheaper. Where do most of the people there work for a living? If I had to guess, there's probably a lot of people that work in call centers. I know that. I mean, heck, when I was with T-Mobile and I'd be calling T-Mobile from the United States, I'd be getting somebody from the call center. Well, the call center was located in the Philippines. I think it was Manila. But I'm sure there's other call centers, maybe other places. But that's only one job that I know of call centers. People work wherever they can get work. Restaurants, coffee shops, wherever they can work. They do whatever they can. I have another friend who's a Filipino. He works like from home, a computer job, but the business is in the United States. So you can work here as a Filipino, but then your job location is in the United States. So thank you. People are so, like I said, crossing the street here is such a huge difference from here in Bacolod. Like, people are looking to stop for you. I mean, are some situations because I'm a foreigner, maybe, yeah, but even when Che's out walking, she's a Filipina, and she says the traffic, she feels much safer here than she did in Bacolod. Sherry, I don't think yuck with the Philippines, but, you know, not Philippines isn't for everybody. My eyes have been opened a lot. I'm less materialistic here, and I'm able to enjoy life now. But yeah, there's other places, islands and stuff I want to visit. It's not all about Dumaguete. This is kind of just like my home base for now. But anyway, nobody's given me a like yet. Maybe you can get me to 100 likes. How possible is to get me to 100 likes? I don't usually ask for much, but a like will really, really help my channel. You know, as far as the algorithm, I think likes go a very long way. So if you haven't given me a thumbs up, I'll take one. They're for free. You just double tap the screen if you're on your phone. But 100, maybe we get to 100. That would be a good New Year's Eve gift. Oh, holy crap. Desert Mainer subbed and liked, and damn, I think maybe wait when you said that, it went to 100. And Pichoga says, cannot see likes. What is the population of Dumaguete? You know, if my friend Corey was here, I would ask him, because Corey's a very good stat guy. Corey probably would know the statistics when it comes to population of Dumaguete. But right here is in like the middle of the city. Anthony says, hello again, is there anything you don't like about the Philippines? I wouldn't say there's things that I don't like about the Philippines, Anthony. I guess I could say I miss some things from the States that I don't have in the Philippines, and one of those would be just certain types of quality food that maybe I haven't been able to find here. That would be one. And sometimes I just miss conversation with somebody that's very fluent in English. You know, those would, but you know, you can find foreigners here and have those conversations. But as far as like not liking things, I can't honestly say there's anything I don't like. Maybe I wish they would improve certain things, but then I don't know. At the same time, I'm not here to come to the Philippines to change things in the Philippines to make it like the States where I came from. I want the Philippines to be the Philippines culture and keep it that way. That's just my opinion. I'm not a fan of, you know, people coming here and wanting to change the culture to be like where they came from. Well, then it's not the Philippines anymore, if that even makes sense. I just like the Philippines being the Philippines. That's what I like. How are you doing? I just like the Philippines being the Philippines. I don't want to change it. I mean, that's why I love it here, because I'm getting to embrace a whole different culture. I don't want to feel like I'm at home. If I felt like I was still in the States, then why would I even be here? Yeah, bees popping, exactly. That's just how I feel. I love the Philippines to be the Philippines. I mean, at some point, I guess you're going to see certain things are westernized here, and probably it's like an unstoppable situation, you know. So I don't know. If things can stay this way for at least 10 years and it doesn't, you know, become overly westernized, then I guess it's a win-win situation. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, you know, make me feel like I'm back in a Western society. I mean, as Western as I get is having my cell phone, I guess. I don't feel like I really need anything other than good health. As long as I have good health and I can get food, I'm happy. Yeah, Gwen, that's how I feel. I just want to learn this culture. Nothing's perfect, no matter where you live. Heck, things weren't even perfect in the U.S. I mean, no matter where you're at, there's always positives and negatives. But I don't know, I find what works with me, and that's kind of how I did it. Anthony, have you traveled other places in Asia? Not yet. I'm kind of focused on the islands, but I do want to go to Japan someday. Japan would be a place that I would like to visit. I've always had this interest in Japan, so while I'm in Asia, if I could go to Japan, that would be my number one choice. I guess second would be probably like a tie between Thailand, like Hua Hin area, or Da Nang, Vietnam. Those would probably be second on my list, but Japan would definitely be first. Marvos says America is a beautiful country. Yeah, it is a beautiful country. Don't get me wrong. It's a beautiful country. I just wouldn't experience something different. I've lived in America all my life, and I feel rejuvenated here being in the Philippines. But I love again, it's the warm weather that's really, really a plus for me. The warm weather is a huge plus. That's what I really like. Joe Gastaneta says, my wife is Filipina. I've been there 3 times. She is a nurse and I'm a RT. Hello from Miami. Well, welcome from Miami. I appreciate you being here. That's awesome that your wife is Filipina and that she's a nurse. Congratulations and good for her. You know, that's a successful, good career, and that's awesome. I mean, I lived in Florida for 2 years. Like I said, if I was still in the States, I'd be living in Florida. I'm a warm weather guy, but if I was still living in the States, I'd be working. I couldn't afford to live there on what I'm living on here. That just wouldn't work. My favorite food here is chicken adobo. I mean, I like lumpia, I like pork sisig. You know, there's other little things I like, but yeah, chicken adobo is number one for me, for my favorite Philippine food. They have some, I forget the name of the soup. They have a soup that I like that's really good. And then I get, you know, some American food. I have my places that I can hit up for American food. My favorite restaurant here in Dumaguete, and I say this all the time, it's called Astoria. Esturia. Astoria. The owner's name is Richie. He's a super awesome guy, friend of mine. He has a very diverse cuisine, and I love it there. So if you ever get a chance to be in Dumaguete, Philippines, you gotta go to a place called Astoria. It's very good. Yeah, it is here in the Philippines. It's Tuesday, December 30th, 2:43 p.m. So yeah, it's Tuesday. So tomorrow's New Year's Eve for me. There's another place people go to. It's okay. It's called Gen Z or Ground Zero. People go there to eat. Ground Zero, Gen Z. Yeah. So like, you know, if you just can only handle American cuisine, you're gonna have those options here. But chicken adobo, I gotta admit, if someone would make that for me and I didn't know it was Philippine food, I would have I wouldn't say, oh, this is Philippine food. It's just like chicken with some sort of sauce on it, rice and vegetables. That's it. Sinigang, or however you say that. That's that soup. That's it. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve here. Yep. How far are you from Manila, and do you like it? Manila, I guess, would be like the flight. I don't know. Manila's like maybe an hour and a half flight from Dumaguete, I'm guessing. I've never been to Manila. I was guided to only fly into Cebu when I was traveling to and from the States. I've been back and forth to the Philippines twice. Latest, my second time. So I've only flown into Cebu. People recommended me flying into Cebu versus Manila. Now maybe if I fly somewhere in Asia, I might go to Manila, then fly from Manila to like Japan or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Joey says, any good nightclubs there? If so, you should go live from there. I don't go, well, Joey, I don't know if you remember, not that I haven't been to some nightclubs. It was one called Why Not? And I actually went with Corey and his wife and her sisters. And I don't drink, so I sat there and basically watched everybody have a fun time. Me and Corey basically watched. Corey doesn't drink either. So the girls were having fun, and that was a while ago. But yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't know. I didn't think it was any different than anything I've ever been to before. They played a lot of the older like type music, which was kind of cool. Brings you back, kind of in that time machine like music. G-Man says, hello from Anchorage, Alaska. Is there a custom car culture there? Dumaguete custom car. I guess sometimes, and a lot. I've seen one of those. It's not a custom car, but I've seen one of those Tesla. The truck, the big, whatever they call that truck thing here. I did see one of those here in Dumaguete, which I was shocked. I saw a couple old Nissan Supras, if you consider that a custom car. Yeah, the Cybertruck, that's it, Shepard. Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw one of those here in Dumaguete. Yes, I sing. I've done karaoke and I enjoy it a lot. I've always enjoyed singing all my life, even in my younger days. Yeah, I sing karaoke. It's a lot of fun. That's one other thing I love about the Philippines. They get so excited with karaoke. It's a lot of fun. It's just happy times. I mean, and even if you can't sing, it's okay to do karaoke. Some people don't want to sing. Don't worry whether you can sing or not. Just have fun and laugh and have a good time. Cherry says, how do they find their skeeters? I mean, yeah, there's some locations. There's a ton of them. I don't know how they find them either. But the other day I saw one. It was a really unique scooter. And I actually just walked around because it was such a custom scooter. I never saw anything like it. And I was like, now that's the scooter you need to have where it separates itself from all the other ones. Hey, love audio product. Thank you very much. Says, just love these live streams and to get a window on a different part of the world. Thanks, Michael. Hey, thank you. That was like super nice, super generous, super humbling. I appreciate that. Love audio product. That is very nice of you. I appreciate that. That is so nice, so generous, and I'm humbled all the time. I just enjoy myself walking, and I'd be doing walking anyway. And that's why I decided, why not just live stream while I'm walking and see what becomes of it. So I'm thankful and appreciative of all of you guys to spend your time with me. It's truly a humbling blessing, in my opinion. Yeah, very nice kindness. I appreciate that. That's super, super nice. I appreciate that. Beast Poppin says, thank you, Love Audio, for the love and support to Michael. And I appreciate it. Like I said, I only ever started doing this just because I wanted to inspire other people to, if they have an opportunity to come to the Philippines, show them through my eyes. And then you'd also have the people that, for whatever reason, they can't travel, or this wouldn't be an option to ever do. And maybe health reasons, I always say this, or financial reasons, or maybe they're married and with kids and they just can't do it. So maybe this is an opportunity to share my dreams and, you know, my life with other people. So, and like I said, it was other YouTubers that inspired me and helped me get here to begin with. So that's another thing. Like, I don't know, it's not like I feel obligated. I enjoy doing it. Plus, this gives me an opportunity to talk to you guys. You know, I told you one of the things that I missed from back home is sometimes conversation. Although I'm not verbally speaking to you guys, it is therapeutic in a way that I get to talk to you guys. So I wanted to say thank you. I mean, truly, like, sometimes I don't think people realize that you know, the health benefits from being able to do a live stream. I get to talk and get it out of my system. I have so much energy every day, and I'm happy, and it's just a good thing. So I wanted to thank you guys a lot. Amanda says coconut water sounds delicious. Yeah, it was good. It hit the spot. Perfect for me. Natural Gatorade. That's what I call it. Natural Gatorade. He said, put that towards your next coconut water. No doubt. No doubt. That's the Coconut Water Fund. Miss Piggy in the clouds. Yeah, I'm behind. Hold on. I didn't look at it lately other than earlier. But these trees are always amazing too. So big, you wonder how old these trees are. I'm sure very, very, very old. Oh, it's fine. You already saw it. Maybe I'll get down this way one last time. We'll see who sticks around. I'll walk down towards the water one last time. How hard, what is your name? Cecil? Cecil, how hard is it to move there? Is it expensive to live? I don't think it's very expensive to live. Certainly cheaper than what I'd be cost of living for me in the States, for that comparison. How hard is it? It's not that hard at all. I think I probably overpacked when I came here. I brought too much stuff. It wasn't necessary. A lot of the shorts, t-shirts, kind of clothes you can either buy on Amazon, if it's your particular brand. T-shirts and whatever are very inexpensive, cheaper here. I definitely overpacked. You can find cheap flights. You just got to plan it early in advance. And but it wasn't hard. I just think I was at a point in my life where I knew I was ready to try something different. Of course, I was a little nervous about making such a, drastic change in my life. I was nervous. I was overwhelmed. Of course, I'm flying to a part of the world. I've never been this far. Never flew literally halfway around the world. But luckily I had friends that I met on YouTube. I'm thankful for that. That kind of I didn't feel like I was really truly coming here and not knowing anybody. I'm sure it would have been a little different had I didn't met anybody beforehand. But once you get here, and then it was just like this whole level of excitement. the people just put my excitement to a whole other level. It was truly the people first. I mean, I didn't know how I'd be perceived here or welcomed. You only ever hear things, but until you do it yourself, you really don't know what to expect. Josh said, large shoes hard to find. I've heard that there's a guy I met, he's like 6'5". I forget what size shoes he had, like 14s. He said that can be a problem. I don't know how he's doing it online, but big shoes, yeah. Anthony says, do you get homesick sometimes? Quite honestly, I've never been homesick at all. I guess if it weren't for FaceTime, you know, video chats, being able to talk to my mother and father, that might make things a little more difficult. But, you know, both my parents are 85. They're very excited and happy for me to be here and experiencing something different in my life. I think it motivates them, inspires them. Unfortunately, my mom's health is not good enough at all to ever travel, you know, here. My father probably could, but my mother definitely couldn't. But I don't really get homesick. I'm surprised, I guess, but I've been on my own for a while. So, like, I'm kind of very self-sufficient. I'm capable. You know, independent, you know, don't, you know, lean on people to survive in life, you know. Kind of just always been like that. So maybe that was easy for me to move here as well. Yo, I'm in Indiana. Oh, that's awesome. Indiana. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. Sorry if that bothers anybody, but I'm a big Notre Dame fan, so I'm very familiar with Indiana. Been to Indiana many times, South Bend, to watch Notre Dame football. But welcome your local pyromaniac. Don't be burning anything down. Your local pyro. Yeah, you told me that one time. Oh, so then, all right. I thought your name, when I saw pyro, I said, that seems familiar. I've heard someone had pyro in their name. Well, I'm glad to see you come back, your local pyro maniac. I'm sure it's cold in Indiana as well. Everybody that's in here from the northern states are talking about the cold front. They had a little tease with some warm weather. Now it's back to cold again, which I don't miss that stuff. Yeah, I figured I'd come near the water once I get close to wrapping up my live stream. I've done 122 minutes. Yeah, and then the cold front's pushing down into the south. I can remember when I lived in Florida, you know, we had some cold fronts that pushed down there. I lived in Stuart, Palm City, Florida. Not all the way in Miami, but yeah, it's even pushed down there pretty far in Florida as well. Love Audio Production says fire extinguisher at the ready. Pamela says it's very cold here. Yeah, I don't miss that stuff, guys. I love being in the sunshine every day. Shorts, t-shirt, getting to see something like this. The breeze coming off the water. I know me telling you and showing you really doesn't give you a full taste of what this is like, but yeah, there's beautiful views all over in the world. This is just my view. Like I said, that's the port over there. Hop on a boat and go to Sikihor Island. Actually, you can see the boat right over there. I think that's probably it coming back. But yeah, just walking past this every day, throughout the day. It's something simple, really, but I truly appreciate it and love it. My brother used to have to help save the orange groves when a cold snap in Florida. Wow. He had some responsibilities. Yeah, I know those have happened quite a few times, how they had to, I guess, almost like put those heating torch things out to keep the fruit from freezing. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Hey, Carrie Sloan. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Carrie Sloan. CVA says, I'm currently in Lisbon, Portugal. Well, welcome from Portugal. That's awesome. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. So welcome from Portugal, CVA 8146. I gotta get my power bank out of my pocket. Not paying attention to my battery. Yeah, this is the water. Like I said, it would be nice to jump right in, but I'm not gonna do that. Hold on a minute while I put my power bank on my phone. Better. Shepard says spray water or diesel heat burners. Anthony says, are you near Cebu? Yeah, I'm like, actually, you can take a boat. There's a plane landed at the Dumaguete airport. Yeah, you can. Cebu Island is right there. So you see the port right here. That island right behind there is the island. That's Cebu right there. So yeah, very close. You can take a boat, or you can take, heck, on a plane from Dumaguete to Cebu. Heck, no sooner you're up in the air, you're coming right back down. It's like a 30-40 minute flight, if that. But yeah, it's really nice. Like I said, this will get all going later this evening. I'm gonna do a live stream. I don't know, sometimes I do them at night, but I know I'm doing one tomorrow evening. I'll probably do my day one, but I'm gonna do one tomorrow evening for the New Year's Eve. I don't know what time I'm gonna start the evening one, maybe 9 o'clock Philippine time, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Just early enough to go into the fireworks at midnight. So if anybody's interested, that'll be going on. Love Audio Production says, I've been to Cebu, Bohol, Palawan, loved it. Yeah, Palawan's on my list for islands here in the Philippines. That's like number one. Palawan, Boracay, Camiguin or Camiguin Island, however you say that. That's another one. What are you doing New Year's Eve? Always be prepared, Gary. That would be, Gary, we're gonna go out to dinner, and then we're gonna go out and about through the city. I'm gonna do a live stream, and then we're gonna end up here at the Boulevard for the New Year's Eve festivities and the fireworks. That's what we're gonna be doing, Mr. Gary. That's what New Year's Eve is gonna be. Which will be fun. You know, just being with the locals here in Dumaguete and sharing it in a live stream for people, because obviously, you know, I'll be doing this 13 hours ahead of my family who's in Pennsylvania, so they'll be able to experience the Dumaguete, Philippines New Year's Eve before New Year's Eve gets to them in the U.S. Carrie Sloan says, I do not celebrate New Year's. All right. If you're going to Palawan, Puerto Princesa is your destination, then head north to El Nido. Stunning coastline and scenery. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. Well, guys, I think it's that time that I'm going to end my live stream. I've had a blast. Thank you guys so much for being with me. I don't want to put that sun in your face. But Anthony says, Hawaii? No, Dumaguete, Philippines, my friend, not Hawaii. Anthony says, no. Anthony's sending me a bunch of gifts. What are you trying to, you're trying to sway me to keep going, Anthony? Is that what's going on? Have a good one, Anthony. I really appreciate that. Hey, make sure if you're, Anthony, hold on. I'm not going to end it yet. I'm going to make you blue because I appreciate the super gifts. So Anthony, I give you the blue coat with honor. I appreciate those super gifts. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. But Joey says, see you, Michael. Listen, guys, I'll see you again tomorrow. And again, so there's probably going to be an early live stream, and then there's going to be the evening live stream tomorrow. There's always a chance of a random evening one any other day, but tomorrow I'm going all out. My early one like today, and then I'm going to do the later one for New Year's Eve. Anthony, you're welcome. Thank you. Stay blessed as well. CVA. I will be spending New Year's Eve in Praca de Comercio, fireworks and free concerts. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's. Kansas Owen says, see you again. Josh says, like and subscribe. Carrie said, sorry I got here so late. It's okay, Carrie. It'll be going, we'll have a late one tomorrow. So like I said, depending on what time it is for you now, I'm going to be doing one. Well, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So tomorrow it's going to be like 10, 11, 12, midnight tomorrow. So Shepard, looking forward to seeing you again. It's great to see your walking views. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you. I'm thankful, blessed. Please understand that. Without you guys, my live streams are absolutely nothing. But Carrie, all you guys, Gwen, see you guys soon. Like I said, see you tomorrow. Same time, around the same time. Same place. Have a good night, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you. See you. Love you guys.